Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. The health of a country's citizens is usually regarded as its greatest natural resource. For Nigeria, it's been quite a struggle trying to keep her citizens healthy, especially since the advent of COVID and its damaging impact on the nation's socio-economic existence. As presidential candidates of various political parties continue to ramp up their campaigns ahead of the forthcoming elections, what exactly are they offering Nigerians regarding access to safe, affordable healthcare delivery? Joining us now to have a quick conversation around that subject is Dr. Celestine Okorie, who is Executive Secretary of Health Sector Reform Coalition. Great to have you on the program.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you.
All right. Well, as the Executive Secretary of Health Sector Reform Coalition, what are the deliverable expectations of your group on the next political dispensation?
Well, thank you for having me. The Health Sector Reform Coalition is a coalition of more than 100 civil society organizations and non-government actors. They came together because of the Nigerian for
Looks like we have lost Dr. Okorie, and I'm sure that our technical team will try and reconnect with him. But Oji, I think he was just trying to build his case about the Health Sector Reforms Coalition, which is a brilliant initiative, particularly now that everybody's attention is focused on the presidential elections. And I think one of the core interest of the coalition is what will the presidential candidates do for the health sector in terms of reform. And I think that is important because for example, if you look at the Arise town hall meeting, the last one. Okay, I think Dr. Okorie. Dr. Okorie, do we have you back? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Clear.
So please proceed. You were making a point about the essence of what the coalition is about.
Yes, it's about creating synergy, coming together to form a coalition that can work on reforming the Nigerian health system towards improved performance. Actually, this coming week, on the 12th, precisely on the 12th of December, is the Universal Health Coverage Day. A day set aside by the United Nations to talk about universal health coverage, which is essentially about providing equitable access to citizens to have access to healthcare services without suffering financial hardship. It's about investing in health, getting government to invest in the most important asset, which is human capital. In fact, I would describe it as the mother of all investments, because when government invests in health, they produce a strong and virile population that can fight poverty. And it is the most important investment towards anti-poverty investment, that is investing in health. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Dr. Okorie, that's fine. But I know that your coalition is also very much interested in what the presidential candidates and their parties have in stock for the health sector come next year. So I'm asking, like other stakeholders, the accountants, the human rights people, the education sector people, who have requested for an interface with some of the presidential candidates. Is this something that you are also looking at to have a sit down with at least some of the leading candidates to lay out their plans. If that's what you're doing, what will be your expectation from them, and what are you basing it on in terms of the more than almost 8 years of the Buhari administration? I'm sure you know that more than 2 trillion naira has been voted for the health sector in the last 10 years. But then in the same period, Nigeria has recorded more exodus of doctors and nurses leaving Nigeria, as they say, Japa, looking for a better life elsewhere. So what will you be benchmarking your expectations of the presidential candidates on? And how will you assess the Buhari's performance in the area of health sector reforms?
Thank you very much. Actually, on the 13th, which is Tuesday, 13th December, we are having a town hall meeting where we are inviting the representatives of the various political parties to come and speak on their health agenda. What is in it for Nigerians in the health sector? What do they have for Nigerians? So during the meeting, the town hall meeting, we are bringing together people from the informal sector, market women, KK riders, people from various professional associations who want to come together with members of the civil society organizations. Just like I told you, we are more than 100 civil society organizations who want to come together and interface with these representatives of the political parties. We want to ask them, what is in it? What is their health agenda for Nigerians? Thank you.
All right. I'd like for you, I think Steve asked 2 other questions, which is one, to appraise the performance of the Buhari administration on healthcare delivery. I'd love for you to expand on that. And also the unrelenting brain drain in our nation, doctors.
Thank you. Actually, the government has invested heavily on health, just like you said, but there is what we call strategic investment, making the investment work. That's what we want to brainstorm, we want to advise, we want to create synergy, we want to actually tell the government that even though you have invested so and so much, it's not creating impact in the health sector. This is what we can invest on, and it will bring.
We're having interrupted connection.
Yes, I think the network is still a bit of a problem.
Yes.
And that's surprising because he's actually speaking from our Abuja studios, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe he's in our Abuja studios at the moment.
So.
I sure we'll connect back with him, but I think he was at that moment touching on the performance of the Buhari administration, which is a key factor for these presidential candidates to review and to know where, to make the difference in the healthcare sector in Nigeria.
Absolutely, because that's a very good question. He mentioned something about the fact that government has done a bit. Government will always do something.
Yes.
But then what is important is if you have a sitting president or presidential candidates that do not, who may not be satisfied with the health facilities in their country, that should be, what we benchmark on, isn't it?
Absolutely.
All right, Dr. Okorie, good to have you back again. You are making a point about what the present government has done and then what your advice will be to them. So you can finish on that thought.
Yes, you will notice that from 2015, there was about 250 billion naira in the budget for health. But compared to this 2023 budget, which is now 1.something trillion, there's been an exponential rise in budget for health. But what we are talking about here is making strategic investment. That is making an investment that works, that targets the main problems and produces results. Not only do you increase the budget, but we are talking about increasing the budget that is impactful for the health of Nigerians. The health of Nigerians simply has not improved. The health indices has not improved. There's no significant improvement. What it means is that even though there is more money for health, there's no resulting impact, or what we call more health for money. So something is not working out. And our Health Sector Reform Coalition wants to sit down with representatives of the political parties. We want to ask them, what do you have for the health sector in Nigeria? What is your health agenda? What is your health manifesto? We want to interact with them. We want to tell them, look at the poor health indices in Nigeria and ask them, what do you think you can do to the Nigerian population? How do you solve these problems? How do you improve this health sector performance? That's what we want to interact, the town hall meeting we want to have on Tuesday.
Okay. All right, Dr. Okorie, thank you so much for that clarification. And I think that it will be an interesting encounter on Tuesday. Let's hope that the presidential candidates themselves will show up to tell us what they've got in store for the health sector, and if they personally will make use of the facilities that they will be voting money for. So thank you, Dr. Okorie. It's been a good time with you.
Thank you very much indeed.